The great office standoff the data proves who's really winning. Office mandates just jumped another 12%, yet the turnstiles aren't spinning any faster. Are the badges broken, or is the rebellion real? It looks like we're in the middle of a quiet war, and the data proves it. I'm not here to sell you yoga ball chairs or hype 4-day weeks. I'm here for the numbers, because let's be honest, the numbers don't care about your CEO's feelings. Companies now want an extra half day in the building compared with last year, but actual seat time is flatlining at about 2.9 days a week. Somewhere between policy and reality, a standoff was born, and today we're figuring out who is blinking first in this epic battle for the office. Policy up, compliance flat. Let's start with the headline. Work Forward crunched the return-to-office rules for 200 firms and found required office hours rose 12% since January last year. Translation: bosses want 3.2 days, employees delivered 2.9. That gap sounds tiny, right? But multiply it by tens of thousands of salaries, commuter passes, and cafeteria salads, and suddenly it's a chasm. What's even more telling is that companies asking for just 1 day a week in the office see near full compliance, but those demanding 3 or more days. Compliance drops below 75%. Meanwhile, Stanford's monthly survey of 10,000 workers shows Americans still stay home a quarter of the time, exactly where we were in 2023. So more rules, same results. Water isn't flowing uphill. It's carving a canyon right through the mandate. The enforcement paradox. You'd think punishment would close the gap, wouldn't you? CBRE asked 184 companies, and 69% now track badge swipes daily, a significant jump from 45% last year. And get this, 37% have cut paychecks or promotions for repeat no-shows. That's more than double the prior year. But here's the twist, and it's a big one. The bigger the company, the softer the teeth. Only 22% of firms with 10,000 plus workers actually penalize absences, and ironically, their compliance is the worst, 2.5 days in seat versus 3.1 demanded. Turns out when you have 30 floors of real estate, calling one person's bluff feels good. Calling 10,000 feels a lot like a layoff you can't afford or a PR nightmare waiting to happen. Why workers keep winning the quiet war? Why are employees holding their ground? First, performance still beats presence. Middle managers are quietly granting side agreements to top earners, especially women and millennials who cite flexibility as a deal breaker. Losing productive talent is a far bigger risk than a few empty desks. Second, commuting stinks and everyone knows it. Among workers earning under 70 grand, the office mandate is highest, yet the commute cost eats 5% of their pay before they even buy lunch. It's a burden many just can't justify. Third, even CEOs dodge their own rules. Only 7% say they're in the office 5 days a week. Nothing kills authority faster than a boss who preaches collaboration from a beach house Zoom background. It creates a massive credibility gap. The trophy office no one asked for. Companies are countering with nicer digs, fitness rooms, cold brew on tap, nap pods shaped like space eggs. 91% of employees told CBRE they'd come in more if the space actually helped them think. Problem is, most upgrades are in the lobby where executives enter, not the bullpen where junior analysts sit, trying to get work done. Meanwhile, vacancy rates hover above 22% nationally, so landlords are practically throwing in free months and build-outs just to get signatures. Translation: the market is bribing employers to stay, while employers are bribing workers to return. Somewhere an economist is crying into a foosball table, wondering what happened to supply and demand. Who's really ahead? Look at badge counts, quit rates, and the rise of coffee badging. Swipe in, grab a coffee, leave. All three show minimal movement despite tougher memos. Fortune 100 firms now demand 3.8 office days, up from 2.62 years ago. Yet attendance analytics firm Castle reports only a 3% rise in building occupancy since then. People aren't rushing back. They're rationing appearances like limited series episodes. Add it up, and employees are losing the policy battle. More signatures on more mandates, but winning the real-world war of attrition. Productivity stats stay stable, quit risk among high performers stays lower under hybrid plans, and real estate costs land squarely on the employer, not the worker. It's a quiet victory for flexibility. Smash a comment below with your actual in-office days versus what the handbook claims, and don't forget to subscribe, because next week we'll mine the data on which industries quietly let you stay remote forever. Conclusion: more mandates, same cubicle ghosts. Until companies close the credibility gap, either by enforcing rules equally across the board or by making the commute genuinely worth the calendar commitment, expect this standoff to simmer. The data says employees aren't sprinting back, and right now the turnstiles agree.